What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my channel where we debate sports, and more sports. And let's get right into it. Yesterday was the opening day for the NBA season, and there were some exciting games, two of which went down to the wire, one of which was between the Chicago Bulls and the LA Lakers, and we'll start there. My question, is this Bulls team as currently constructed good enough to win it all? And my answer, a resounding yes. The Bulls proved to me last night that they can win even when they're not at their best, when they don't have their offense clicking in full cylinders. Even when Rip Hamilton and Joakim Noah get into foul trouble and the Bulls get a little to nothing from their bench, and Kyle Korver scored 0 points, by the way, the Bulls were still able to win a game in which they had no business at all winning, because they got the right stops at the right time, they hit the right shots at the right time. Luol Deng made a big play with his free throws. He made a game-saving block. He made a game-saving steal, which set up the Rose game winner. And Derrick Rose was simply Derrick Rose. But he wasn't Derrick Rose throughout the whole game. He just came up big when it counted, which is what MVPs do. But this Bulls team is legit. They can challenge anybody in the NBA, not just the East. And they are championship contenders as currently constructed. Next we have the Miami Heat, which throttled my Dallas Mavericks in a beatdown in which the Mavericks had no chance, and the final score was not indicative of what happened. The final score was 104-95, but the Heat at one point had a 35 point lead, I believe, and LeBron James was spectacular. He got 37 points and 10 rebounds. And my question is, did LeBron James impress you? Personally, for me, no. LeBron James has already cemented his legacy as a regular season player. He may be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, regular season player that we have ever seen. His stats in the regular season, his averages of 27.7 rebounds and 7 assists are unheard of. Nobody has put numbers like that since LeBron James. And I believe that his legacy at this point is cemented in the regular season. And if he wants to change his legacy, it comes in the postseason when it counts. LeBron James has to get the bad taste out of his mouth that he left in people's mouths last year with his terrible performance in finals, and anything less than a title this year will be a failure for himself and the Miami Heat. And I believe he has no chance of changing people's mind by playing well in the regular season, which he's won 2 MVPs doing and numerous other accolades doing. It all counts in the postseason for LeBron. Nothing right now matters as much as it should. And that's fine, because we expect more out of LeBron James. Whether or not we'll get more out of LeBron James is yet to be seen. Okay, next up we'll debate NFL, and last night the NFL only had one game, and that was between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears, and Aaron Rodgers, man, he put on a clinic with 5 touchdowns and made it look effortless, and the game was so out of hand that they subbed in his backup. I think it was at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Anyway, the Packers steamrolled the Bears 35-21 in a game in which the Bears offense didn't look too bad, or at least as bad as Caleb Haney has made it seem. Josh McCown threw for 252 yards and a touchdown, and Khalil Bell, he had a pretty impressive game with 23 carries for 121 yards, so look out for him. But moving on to Aaron Rodgers, man, I ask you this, is Aaron Rodgers the best quarterback you have ever seen? Now, obviously, take it with a grain of salt when I say this, because we're usually prisoners of the moment. You see a good game and you obviously want to anoint the guy as the best you've ever seen. But for people, my age or a little bit older than me, people that didn't really get to see, Joe Montana, John Elway, and the great quarterbacks who played before our time, is Aaron Rodgers the best quarterback you have ever seen? So personally, for me, I didn't get to see those other guys in the prime, so I'm going to have to say a very hard, yes. And I say hard because Tom Brady's '07 season was pretty spectacular, and it's close. It's close, if not rivaling, with the season Aaron Rodgers is having right now. But you can't argue with the numbers. 45 touchdowns, to 6 interceptions, a 122 passer rating. His team is 14-1 right now. He's just playing out of his mind. And when you have Hall of Fame quarterbacks saying they've never seen a guy play the way Aaron Rodgers played, you have something special. So, in my opinion, best quarterback that I've seen. What do you guys think? And finally, we had the New York Giants defeat the New York Jets in a game that was of very high magnitude, and Giants were able to pull out a big one thanks to Victor Cruz, who backed up his trash talk and had a huge 99-yard catch and run when Eli Manning was back in the end zone. And props to Victor Cruz for backing up his trash talk. I just want to point that out. So now the Giants and the Cowboys will face off next week to decide the division winner. And I want to know, who are you guys taking, Cowboys or Giants? My prediction, I like the Giants in that Jets game, and I like the Giants again. I'm going to stick with them. Tony Romo got hurt in the game against the Eagles. I don't know how his hand is right now. That's a big factor, whether Tony Romo can play well or not. But this Giants team, they've got a two-man running attack with Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw that looked impressive in the game against the Jets. And Eli Manning is playing. He's playing pretty well right now, and Victor Cruz is on fire. He's a very good receiver. Breakout season for Victor Cruz, who's got the third most receptions in the NFL, if you believe it or not. I believe behind Wes Welker and Calvin Johnson. But that's another story for another day. But this Giants team, they're dangerous, and ultimately it'll come down to the quarterback play, I think, whether or not Tony Romo or Eli Manning can outplay each other. And I guess I'm putting my money on Eli. I don't trust Tony Romo. I trust Eli Manning. So that's my pick, the Giants. I won't give you a score because I'm not too sure, but I'll take the Giants in this one. What do you guys think?